Welcome back to Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are joined today by Fran Pavley, member of the California State Senate, and I want to speak with you about a couple of propositions that are on the ballot this fall. They both deal with increasing taxes on Californians. The governor's Prop 30 increases sales tax by a quarter cent for 4 years, on the wealthy for 7 years. Let's start with that one, Prop 30.
Yes.
What do you make of Prop 30?
Well, Prop 30, frankly, between
Yes.
you and I, should have been resolved through compromise through the legislative process.
And
it
that
shouldn't have
was-
had
right.
to have been on the ballot, right?
And that was attempted.
It was attempted a year ago. We
Right.
just needed 2 votes, 2 Republican votes, to put an extension of existing taxes on the ballot to let the voters decide. We could not get
Right.
those votes.
That is a
People
true
had taken
statement.
pledges. The Howard Jarvis Association was opposed,
Grover
and
Norquist.
Grover Norquist
Right.
was actually in the halls of the Capitol lobbying against that. So that's unfortunate. So
But let's talk about it, because I know
Yes.
Governor Brown did want to go to the voters
Yes.
with this very issue. And so I'm wondering, we look at polls and it's leading, but it's a little dicey. Simultaneously, we have the Amazon tax kicking in. We have the lumber tax kicking in, the fire tax for some kicking in. LA County has an extension of Measure Our Transportation sales tax on the ballot in November. I mean, this is hard. This is hard for Californians.
yes, well, some goes to different purposes.
course, no, we
right,
know
for
that.
different reasons.
But
This will bring the fiscal stability that we have lacked the last 4 years. It's been difficult times in California because of the deregulation, if you will, of
Right.
Wall Street and the collapse of the housing
foreclosure
market.
crisis.
The car tax from 6 years ago, we're still missing that $6 billion a year that we had every year over the
Right.
last, since 1948. So this will stabilize our revenues and expenditures instead of, I'm very concerned if we have to go back and cut schools again. I'm a school teacher by
Right.
background. The cost of going to CSUs and UCs and the student loan debt that kids are facing,
Well,
way
loan debt
too much.
is now more than credit card debt.
Oh, absolutely.
And you mentioned CSU. I must ask you about a letter that the CSU system sent out to all applicants. And it said that if Prop 30 does not pass, we will have to take less students than we would have. Some have complained that's politicking by a system. What do you think of that?
Probably just reality. I mean, I know because it's tied in with this election, it makes it seem more political. Probably could have been sent out anyway. But the fact of the matter, the education system gets 50% of the state budget.
Right.
K-12 and CSUs and UCs, which
Prop
you think
98.
is a lot, but with the recession, global recession, we've actually lost $30 billion.
I must ask you about Prop 38. That's a competing tax initiative. It would increase income tax 0.4% to 2.2% on a sliding scale. All of the money would go to education. A lot of contention between the two camps. What's your sense of having these two competing initiatives on the ballot?
I had wished they had gotten together. There were 3.
Right, there
Two
were,
of the
yes.
3 got together, right?
The Prop 30 side.
That's right. On the Prop 30 side, Molly Munger, who I respect greatly, was passionate about investment in public education. I'm sorry that is on the ballot because it does have some competition. It confuses voters. I am supporting Prop 30.
I must ask you, as you campaign for your reelection, I'm sure Prop 30 is on the minds of folks. What are you hearing on the streets?
Well, it's interesting. Some people will say, we support our schools, and boy, in my district, they heavily support their public schools.
Sure.
They see that this is an investment in the economic future of the state. They get it.
Right.
And they know the local school districts need money. I was told by the superintendent of Las Virgenes School District yesterday, if this doesn't pass, they'll cut off 3 weeks of the school
heard
year. We're going backwards.
Her name is Fran Pavley. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks for joining us on Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.